hopefully that put all the rumors to rest, girls. Thanks for clicking on Simply Tanika. I am Tanika. If you are new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Let's hang out a while. If you are returning, welcome back. What's up, fertility fam? We gotta do what? Let's get those babies, ladies. Drops fall and the beauty of it all. What's up, fertility fam? How are you? I hope you are well. If I haven't told you lately, I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. You could be doing anything else and you chose to spend time with me, so I am grateful for that. Thank you. All right. You know what you clicked on. Let's put those rumors to rest. I asked you guys your assumptions about me, and I posted on Instagram and on YouTube, and you guys had a lot of assumptions, and I appreciate you responding. I am gonna go through all of them with you. Let's start with Instagram. I won't say anyone's name because I didn't ask if I could say your name on camera, but you know who you are. I'm just gonna go in order. I really appreciate you guys responding because I really wanted to do this video, and I couldn't have done it if you didn't respond. So thank you for that. All right, so let's have some fun. First one is, your sense of comfort is when you can help others. That is true. I enjoy helping other people. I enjoy helping solve problems. I think that I'm really good at that. It's kind of what I do at work. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Second one, you persevere until you get what you want in life. Absolutely. It's worked so far. I'm gonna keep on trucking. The next one, that you are a college professor. No, I'm not, thank goodness. Next one, that you are rich. Ooh, so technically, yes, I live in the top 5% of US households, but I think it's all relative. Like, I don't own a jet or do extravagant things. I think I'm pretty frugal. I'm hoping to retire by the time I'm 60. And so, yeah. That you are determined, absolutely. That you are outspoken. Yes, I am. I'm outspoken, but I'm also an introvert, if that makes sense. Like, if I'm passionate about something, I'll speak up, but I find my energy by going inward versus like an extrovert, if that makes sense. So, all right. You were a firecracker growing up, the take no shit kind of girl. I don't know. I don't think I was when I was younger. I'd have to ask my mom. Maybe when I was really small. I think when I was in high school, I was a little more subdued. Maybe when I was little, like 8 or before, and I was a little more confident, but I was also, which I know they don't like to say this word anymore, tomboy. I was climbing trees and playing with the boys and racing cars and doing all that kind of stuff. So in that kind of environment, I definitely was like, I felt very empowered and confident. Does that make sense? That you are driven and won't back down from the fight in life. That is true. That is, it's interesting. Yes, I am extremely driven. Very smart and very outspoken. Always stay true to yourself and others. That is true. About being outspoken. I think I'm fairly intelligent, so I'll take very smart, yes. And I am true blue. I'm a Taurus. I don't know if you guys believe in signs, but I am all about loyalty, and so I'm very loyal to those that are loyal to me. You shoehorn in a tremendous amount into each day. I do. I don't know if that's good or bad. I am admittedly team too much. I do get a lot done, but I also have a to-do list, and so for this year I'm going to try to figure out how to scale back, but I do shoehorn a lot into a day. That you say yes more than you should, overextending yourself. That you have 1,000,001 great ideas but forget to pace yourself in implementation. I don't know. So I would say, in going with the previous one, that I like shoehorn a lot into a day. I do squeeze a lot in. I think I'm fairly good about saying no. I only say yes to things that I'm super passionate about and that I know that I can do well. And so I don't think I say yes to things that I don't mean yes to, or that I have trouble prioritizing them. I think I'm okay that I have 1,000,001 great ideas, but forget to pace yourself. I don't know if I have 1,000,001 great ideas. That's interesting. I have to think about it. I think I'm pretty good at implementation. I would say that's my strong suit. So I don't know if I agree with that one. That he is a secret celebrity, which I'm guessing is Blue. He is not a secret celebrity. He is just not on camera ever because he doesn't want to be on camera. He wants his privacy protected. And that's fine. YouTube's not for everyone. That I excelled in school. I did excel in school. I was in the Gifted and Talented program, and I am a book nerd, if you guys haven't figured that out. I love reading. I love learning. And so, yeah, I did really well in school. All right, now those were the Instagram questions. I'm gonna go over to YouTube and get the questions there. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I posted on the community tab on my YouTube channel, what are your assumptions about me? So I'm just gonna read from those there. Again, thank you to all who participated. I appreciate you. So the first one says, no assumptions over here. Everything you're going through, I feel your pain and also your love. Oh, thank you. You're a very open-minded person and very outspoken person. Can't complain and don't need to complain. Oh, I appreciate the talk that we had and advice that you give to me. You are a very wonderful woman. So sweet. Thank you. The way that you take us all through your life journey has taught us a lot. I never went through TTC, but I love and enjoy the listen. So it's all love from me to you. Be blessed and keep your head up. Oh, thank you. Love you. I love you too. I appreciate that. It is, it's proving to be interesting sharing the journey, but it is worth it for all the love that I get. And someone made an interesting point when I was like in the throes of the miscarriage about people are going to have opinions, and the more influential that I become, the more that I guess there'll be, you know, supporters and detractors, which is fine. Everybody doesn't need to agree with me. It was feeling very personal. In the end, though, I've connected with so many of you and heard your stories and shared my story, and so in that regard it has all been worth it. If I had it to do over again, I absolutely would do it over again. I've met so many wonderful people, and I'm so grateful for having met all of you or connected, even if you don't ever, you know, if we don't ever meet in person, but like we send a text or an email or connect on Instagram. I do like the connection part of this, of having the channel and talking to you ladies. So thank you. My assumption is that you have had it a little rough growing up and have a bit of a wall put up to protect yourself, which some might mistake for being independent, but really you just don't trust a lot of people, especially men. I think you are a badass lady that gets shit done and don't need anyone to tell you any different. And then she said, wait, I think I just described myself. Love you. I think you described yourself too. I would say a lot of that is true. I didn't have it rough growing up in regard to money and circumstances. I think emotionally, you guys saw my video on my father. I would have liked my dad to have been more involved, but my mom is an amazing mom and provided a wonderful life for me. I know that I am very blessed in that regard, and I had a lot more love, attention, all of that than a lot of people have had the opportunity to have, and so I'm very grateful for that. And I was exposed to a lot of things, arts and all that fun stuff, so I had an amazing childhood. I don't regret anything about my childhood. Like I said, I wish that my father had been more involved, but you never know. Like, had he been more involved, would I be a significantly different person? Because I really love who I am now. So it's in the past. And I don't know that I don't trust men. That's interesting. I feel like I trust everyone until they give me a reason not to trust them. Like, I'm not suspicious of people in that way or guarded. But that could be my perception, right? We'd have to ask someone who's in my life and see if they agreed with me or not. Y'all, I put on these eyelashes with these glasses. I don't know what I was thinking. No assumptions. Your realness and openness about your journey is not only helpful, but also heartwarming. It is a wonderful thing when you can get motivation and encouragement from someone you never met. Your TTC has become my TTC, I guess. I'm going through 2 TTC at once, yours and mine. I do want to know if you are still taking supplements, and if so, which one? ones. Yes, I mean, hopefully my TTC is not stressing you out. It is interesting because that's one of the things, like when I started daily vlogging, I was like, because someone is always in the 2-week wait, and so that way we can connect in some way. Because I know whenever I'm in the 2-week wait, I'm going a little crazy, and I'm on like 2weekwait.com, and I'm like texting people, so that was kind of the genesis of being a daily conception vlogger, to connect with people. It does become multiple journeys though. Like there are other people when I know they're about to ovulate, or I know different things are going on, which is pretty interesting, but it also helps keep it from being lonely. That was one of the things, like one of my goals. It's on my website. You are not alone. So I like the fact that you guys are willing to share with me and are open to me sharing. So I think like we're all family in that regard. We really are TTC sisters. I know it sounds so cliche because I'm always like, it's not a family that I would have chosen, but I am proud to call you sisters, and I really am. I am so grateful for all of you guys and for being on this crazy journey with me and sharing your journey with me as well. I am not currently taking supplements. I'm going to start taking them again. I think I just posted a video last week about having to redo them, so I will put that on here. I'm going to read. It starts with the egg again, a refresher. I've read it a couple times, but I've got some notes in there. I just want to refresh my mind, make sure that I'm taking what I need to be taking. I'm going to get a physical and just get all my blood levels checked, so look out for the supplements video. That will be coming. No assumptions. I love your patience and timing with God. If anything, I'd love to hear how you and Blue met, how he feels about the TTC journey and being a donor and good person to you. We love you. Oh, thank you. I love you too. I wonder if I should say your names on here because you guys posted it. I don't want to say it in the video though, just in case, because I didn't ask. Thank you. Blue and I met at work, which I would say, my last 3 or 4 partners we met at work. The person that I came to New York with, we reconnected on Facebook. He was my high school sweetheart. But everybody else, I think I've met at work. No, Cheyenne's dad, I didn't meet at work either. I met him at my ex's aunt's house. Long story, but yeah, everybody else I met at work. I met Blue at work as well. How does he feel about the journey and being a donor? Well, he volunteered to be a donor. I have been using an anonymous donor from California Cryobank, and he saw that I was struggling and he asked, and so I was like, sure. It made it easier. Ideally, fresh sperm is better than frozen sperm, and so that was obviously a big win. And then it was free, aside from us having to drop the contract. So I had to pay the lawyer for us to have our known donor contract, but then after that the samples were free. And so it's a long kind of convoluted story, and I think I may have, well, let's just do it because this is about the rumors. Let's do it in this video. So basically he and I had conceived in March of 2017, accidentally. And so unfortunately that ended in miscarriage. And then shortly after that, he and I split up. And so I had decided at that time, so I had the miscarriage in April, and then he and I probably went our separate ways in July, I think, thereabouts. And so I decided that I wanted to have a child. Like, I wanted to go on this TTC journey. I'd done a lot of research. I knew what my odds were, and I knew what I was up against, and I was like, yeah, I'm all in. And so that's when I went about the route of the anonymous donor, and I started that process. I started the YouTube channel. So my first video went up, I was in my 2-week wait in October of 2017, and I posted a video. I wasn't even sure if I was going to keep the channel or what I was doing. I shot it on my Mac. I hadn't even bought a camera yet. I shot the video like across my bed with my MacBook like propped up on books and whatever else, so that it would be, you know, eye level with me. And then I posted it out, and something happened. There's something about Twitter. So like with the YouTube, it used to be, they changed it now. You could tweet out about your video and it'd have a link for you to find it. So there's something in the Twitter algorithm that people, you know, your tweets surface, even though it was under a separate email. So at some point he saw something on Twitter about my journey, And I didn't know that. And so then we started speaking again, probably like around Thanksgiving, which I think I don't remember if the videos were not on delay at that time. So we started like talking again around Thanksgiving, and then I mentioned it to him in December, and then he was like, oh yeah, I know you have a channel. And I was like, you do? So that was kind of weird. We started reconnecting and talking and hanging out, and then around April, like I had done at that point, because that first one was a home insemination in October. So I did that one, and then I did 4 other, is that right? 4 or 5. Yeah, I did 4 IUIs at RMA, and they did not work out. And we talked about it, and I said that, there's a little bit of an issue with the frozen sperm. Not that it's impossible, but it's just not as potent as fresh sperm. And I wasn't hinting around. I hadn't thought about him being a donor or anything like that. But the donor that I had chosen was based on very similar characteristics to Blue. I don't remember if I told him that or not. But anyway, so he said he would do it, and I was like, are you sure? And blah, blah, blah. And I told him you're gonna have to like get your sperm count tested and all, and he was for it. So yeah, sure. Like, you were the model that I used for my donor, so why not? So that's kind of the story. Yeah, I think we are really good friends, I guess, if I had to describe it. I don't know. Yeah, we're really good friends. It's a strange friendship. I know people are like, are you guys getting more serious? And I don't know what that means. Like, we are what we are, and we enjoy each other's company, and it doesn't really have a label, which is nice. Yeah, taking it as it is. I assume you have a touch of OCD. I do not. Obsessive compulsive disorder. I wish I did, but I don't. There are some things I'm really good at focusing on, and there are others that I'm not. I'm trained as a project manager. I'm a certified project manager. I have been for multiple years. And I think, like, once you get into the executive ranks of any company, you have to have that component to be successful. You have to know how to start and end a project, how to implement. You also have to know about strategy. So I'm really good at that. But I wouldn't say I was OCD. No assumptions at all. I think you are strong and brave. Me and my husband have been battling infertility and going through treatment for almost a year. I'm sorry. And we finally decided to stop after having one ectopic in July, miscarriage in September. It's just so stressful, but I commend you 1,000% for pushing forward in your journey. Well, thank you, and I'm sorry for your losses. They are never easy, and I think it impacts us whether or not we want to go forward. And I've been battling with that because I think the loss is a separate thing from the TTC, and I definitely felt like I needed to mourn the loss. But obviously, if you're going to TTC again, you understand there's a risk of another loss, and so you're kind of then back on that roller coaster ride. So I totally understand you guys not wanting to try again, and I respect that. I think we all have to do what our heart is able to handle. Right? And so if that's what makes sense for you guys, I absolutely support that. I appreciate you supporting me pushing through. I'm a Taurus. I think part of it is stubbornness as well, but we'll see. At this point, I'm like 99.999% sure that I am going to try again. So I appreciate your support. Thank you. Being new to the fam, I haven't seen all your videos. Girl, there's a lot to see, so I don't expect you to see them all. Ask me anything, it's fine. I'm assuming you're happy to be a single mom by choice because of your feelings towards your own father, or because you raised your eldest daughter successfully alone and are happy to follow suit. Is that a correct assumption? Or do you secretly desire a nuclear family? Not being rude, nosy, just asking. No, it's not rude. I asked you to put your assumptions out there. So I am happy with a single mom by choice. I don't know if it's necessarily tied to just my feelings about my father. Obviously that plays a part in it, right? I don't have a secret desire to have a nuclear family. Am I open to it? Yes, which is huge for me because like 5 years ago I wouldn't have been open to it. So I am open to growing as a person, mentally, spiritually, and evolving and figuring out how to vibrate higher. So I would love to have a partner where we're 80 on the front porch in a rocking chair talking about the things that we've done, the life that we've lived, the life that we are sharing together. I'm open to that. I'm not pressed. So I have come across women, and I'm not saying all women, I don't want to categorize or stereotype anybody, and I'm not making a judgment. It's to each her own. I've come across women who have changed their lives in order to secure a man. I am not going to do that. If it fits, it fits. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Meaning I'm not going to give up my career or my happiness, if that makes sense. Like who I am, my identity. I shouldn't say happiness because I believe they're doing it in pursuit of happiness. So I am not going to give up my identity. So I think if we complement each other, then it makes sense. But don't get me wrong, like I'm a foolish romantic. I moved to New York with a man that I reconnected with on Facebook, and we had not even reconnected for a year. He was living in San Francisco. I was living in Los Angeles, and then off we went. I think also that is, at that point, I was a little more open to like, oh, this is the love of my life and we're meant to be together, and we've reconnected by the magic of Facebook, because this was like 2007. A lot of people weren't even on Facebook, and I had Facebook from my university account. So before it was open to the public, it was open to people who had their email from college, and I had that. So I think I'd been on there since 2006, and I don't think it opened up to the public till the end of 2007, 2008, right before the iPhone, which was an interesting intersection of technology, iPhone and Facebook. But I digress. I'm open to a nuclear family. I'm happy with my decision to be a single mom by choice. I'm okay with being in the moment and taking the life's circumstances as they present themselves. I don't spend a lot of time worried about woulda, coulda, shoulda. And I make it a point, I say that all the time, like I don't have any regrets. And I always make decisions of like, will I regret it if I do this or if I don't do this? And then I move forward, and I don't I don't punish myself for what I've done. Like I made the decision with the best information that I had at the time, and so I'm not going to punish myself. So hopefully that answers the question. If not, let me know. Leave comments down below. This is, putting the rumors to rest, but if I'm not clear, you need clarification, let me know down below. All right. Next, well, on my end, I have no assumptions about you apart that I admire you because you are so human and natural. All my love. God bless. Thank you. God bless you too. I appreciate that. I can't assume anything. I just know you're a great person. Oh, thank you. Now you know it's hard to assume anything about you, so I'm going to say that you are an open book. Yes, I am pretty much an open book. I try to be as transparent as possible. I obviously have to respect other people's wishes and their desires and respect their privacy, etc. So I can only be transparent about what is going on with me, and I'm happy to do that. So yeah, I would say I'm definitely an open book. There are times though, and I think to be fair, sometimes there are questions that are asked that can wait until later. Sometimes I ask for more time to be transparent. Sometimes I need to process what's going on, and then I'll come back and tell you what's happening. When I'm in the moment, again, because I'm an introvert, I've got to like process it all before I can have a conversation about it. Because for me, my energy comes internally. So what that means is if I haven't processed it and I tell you something and then you have a bunch of questions, then all of my energy is going out here to answer the questions, and then I feel drained. Does that make sense? So once I've processed it all, then I can have a conversation about it. So that, I would say I'm an open book with a caveat. After I've processed it, I'm free to be transparent. It's hard to assume anything about you because you share so much with the fam, so I'll shoot for the stars. I assume you know a lot of famous people because of your line of work. Ooh, I don't. I know some famous people. I have some famous friends. I don't know a lot. I've met a relative amount of famous people, I guess. I guess fame is relative too, because when you know them, like I think with all things, like you kind of have a squad of people that you come up with. Yeah, I know some. I wouldn't say I know a lot. You are someone that I can relate to. I have miscarried and gone through the roller coaster world of IVF. Oh, I'm sorry for your miscarriage, and I'm glad that we can relate with one another. That is important to me. That makes it all worthwhile about putting everything out here on YouTube. So thank you for saying that. Someone said, huh? And put the emoji in. I don't like to make assumptions, but I definitely think you have a good heart and are a great mom to your daughter. You also appear to be well educated and an organized person. Oh, thank you. I think I have a good heart. I can be petty at times. I'm not gonna lie. I'm working on that. There are times that I think it's more when I'm hard on myself, I'm harder on other people as well. So I'm working on that, and I'm working on not being so hard on myself all the time. As you guys know, one of my goals for the year is forgiveness, and so forgiving myself for some things I think will make it easier. But yeah, I try to be a good person with a good heart. My daughter is very near and dear to me. She and I have been very close. In a lot of ways, we've grown up together. So I try. I think I have my good days and I have my bad days. But I think that's with anything we do, right? As long as we have a goal and we keep pushing toward that goal, I think that's what counts. Well-educated and organized person. I would say yes and yes. My mother put a great deal of effort into my education as a child. I went to private school when she could afford it, but not always. And then I went to a public high school, but it was a magnet school, so we had to audition to get in, and I loved it. It was a performing arts school. And then I graduated from a private university. I went to Pepperdine in Malibu. I would say though, without all of that, I would consider myself a well-educated person. My mom was very big on English and the spoken word. I love to read. I'm an avid reader. And even when we were little, my mom would not allow people to baby talk to us. And I know that because my brother is 6 years younger and my sister is 13 years younger. But like when people say, oh, him is tired and him, she would not, because she said it would be too confusing. So you have to say he is tired, just so he would know that's the proper way to say it, so they don't learn it one way and then have to unlearn it. Those first 7 years, those formative years, were super important. I learned to read before I went to kindergarten. So I was like 3.5. I am a voracious reader until this day, but I attribute that to my mom. She's also a voracious reader. She is always in pursuit of education and knowledge, and she taught me that knowledge is power, and that has proven to be true and served me well. So I would say even without having gone to even without my formal education, I would still consider myself a well-educated person. So I think if there are people who are going to public school or who are not yet gone to university or haven't gone, there's still the opportunity to be well-educated, if that makes sense. I never have assumed anything about you. I just enjoy your beautiful spirit. Oh, thank you. But let me know. Let me think of something before, because I know it's a topic for an upcoming video. I assume you know a good deal about nutrition. I know a relative amount about nutrition. I've read up on it and studied it, but specific to me, I probably could guide someone through some things, but you have to know your body type and know I guess my research has been geared toward me, looking at my test results and what's happened. But I could help guide someone and give them pointers to help them come up with their own plan, if that makes sense. My assumption is that you are a caring person, but always put your feelings before others, especially when it comes to TTC and BFPs, that you usually stick with people that are now IVF TTC instead of other ways like natural baby dancing. Oh, interesting. So that you're a caring person, but always put your feelings before others, especially when it comes to TTC. I don't know if I put my feelings before others or other feelings before mine. I think that I value my feelings and that I have to take care of myself. But I make it an effort to be considerate of everybody's feelings, if that makes sense. And I don't know that I stick with people that are now IVF TTC. So I think I'm open to everyone in the fam. And I think early on, there was a time where people got offended because they thought I was saying that I was judging if someone had to do donor egg IVF. And that was not the case. I've always said it's a personal choice. And how we expand our families is specific to us. For me, it was not a good choice. I don't think that I'm partial to people who are doing IVF versus who are doing it naturally. I would say that I'm open to it because I recognize that there are same-sex couples who can't do baby dancing to have a child. And there are people who have issues like male factor infertility that cannot just have sex to have a baby. So I am open to everyone's method of conceiving. I want us all to get our babies. I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to do IVF and that it was an option for me, because I recognize that so many people, one, don't have it as an option where they are for health reasons or financial reasons. And then two, if they are able to do it, especially after 45, that they may not have any eggs. And so the fact that I had one retrieved, I'm extremely grateful for that. So I don't ever want to sound ungrateful for what I have been blessed with. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that I'm open to all the TTC family. However you're trying to get your baby, I relate to it. I want to support you. I want us all to win, because we got to do what? Let's get those babies, ladies. Yeah, we got to get those babies. All right, last one. I believe you share your experience in social media to help women go through a TTC journey, but also sharing other parts of your life with the community as well. We all support each other. Absolutely. That is true. I share my life. I share my story. I do a little more. I made it an effort or I made it a point to share more about who I am and what I'm going through, because I think it helps kind of people connect and relate. I don't know, it's just hard to be all about peeing on a stick and all about our fertility or infertility, however we're defining ourselves. And I wanted to be more than that. And so, like, yeah, I come home, I clean, I cook, I have my daughter, I go to the doctor for non-TTC things. And so I share that, and I'm grateful that you guys are open to seeing it. I know not all of the fam likes to see it, but there's a significant amount that we share, and so that I continue doing it. I think I've said this in another vlog. I'm going to redo my schedule of vlogging. I'm not going to do a daily vlog as I prepare to, well, I shouldn't even say I prepare to do IVF, as I prepare to make a decision to do IVF, because the schedule was grueling when I went through it last time, and then I ended up behind. Granted, I was also doing Vlogmas, so I was doing 2 videos a day. But I think in the grand scheme of things, I can do a fewer amount of videos, like 2 or 3, make them high quality and impactful and have the same benefit. I don't want anyone to feel alone during their 2-week wait, and someone is always in their 2-week wait. So that was kind of, like I said before, the genesis of the vlog, and I want to continue that. But I think I will mix it up with vlogging and then some informative videos, because you guys have given me feedback, like you like those about the ovulation kit and when to test for pregnancy. I've done one on melatonin now and some supplements. So I think there's enough content that I don't need to vlog every day, and then that frees up time for me to do more research, or frees up time for you guys, because I know you guys can't tune in every day. And I think it'll be higher quality but less quantity, if that makes sense. So yeah, again, I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for you sharing your stories with me. I'm grateful for you being open to me sharing my stories with you, and for putting up with me, my ups and downs, because I know I was super moody after, or in the middle of everything that was going on with Applejack, and it was hard. But you guys gave me great feedback and said, you know, thank you for showing this and saying things that people don't say, and that I didn't disappear. And it didn't ever occur to me to disappear. I respect those ladies who do. I get it if you can't handle it. If it is, you have to do what is, and I don't even mean like can't handle it. If you know that taking care of yourself involves not making videos, and you make that choice for yourself, I fully support that. I fully respect it. For me, I wanted to say something, and I wanted to have that connection, because I do remember feeling alone in the first miscarriage. For anybody else who was out there going through it, I wanted them to know they weren't alone. There we go. All right. Hopefully we have put all the rumors to rest, girls. I hope I answered your questions. Thanks for hanging out with me, ladies. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Mwah. Baby, that's to you all.